Newman, who's a good dog? Huh, buddy? Who's a good dog? Headway. So it's the end of the day on Saturday, the end of September. I think it is the 27th. I don't know. I made the executive decision this morning as I was attempting to roll out of bed and go to work for billable hours. I decided I'd stay home and have a me day. So I called the boss. Boss is kind of a jerk, gave me a hard time, but he allowed me to take the day off to play with the sawmill. Yeah, the YAMASAW 750 is moving along. I've been chipping away at this thing in the evenings after work during the week. Little here, little there, thinking of this, thinking of that. And let's show you what we have done. So Mr. Newman was a big help today. He really was. Look at that slim dog. Newman's got some health issues. I'll know more on Monday. I'm going to do a Newman update here at the beginning of the week. But he's lost 15 pounds. Yeah, he's lost 15 pounds in the last, since July 18th. He's normally an 80-pound dog, and he's just about, he's 81 pounds. He's just under 65 pounds right now. I think yesterday he was 64.8. You know, when a dog gets up around 12 years old, he's like 11 and a half. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, so today, with the help of Mr. Newman, we got the rear swing arm flipped and mounted. The engine and frame are welded to this trolley. I haven't welded the front yet, just because I simply kind of ran out of the patience to do it right. So I just stopped. And it's pretty solid. I have some 1/4-inch angle iron here, 3x3 1/4-inch angle iron. I have some 2x2 square tube. There it is. My finger's in the wrong spot. 1/8-inch walled. And it's hooked up here to the universal. It rolls like a mofo without any binding, and it is solid. It's just, well, the whole thing moves. Yeah. See, and then the intention when I'm building this thing is to be able to remove any part of this assembly. I don't want anything permanently mounted because nothing lasts forever, as is evidenced. I was hoping I'd be able to leave the frame intact and just be able to remove the engine if I ever had to do any major engine work, but it doesn't look like I'll be able to do that because I actually wasn't, well, I kind of was thinking, kind of wasn't thinking, but there's not enough room to drop the engine all the way down. If I were to remove, there's 4 head bolts here on this front engine mount, there's 4 head bolts here on a rear engine mount, there are 2 rear engine mounts there, and then you'd have to drop the engine several inches to get it past these studs, at least 2 inches. I only have 5/8 of an inch between the deck, but that's not horrible. That's not horrible because the way I designed it is you have a bolt here and a bolt here on the rear engine mounts, and you can remove these 2 bolts, remove the bolts on the other side, and then this whole thing will lift out with a cut here because this is going to be permanently mounted, right? This doesn't move or come out. So I'm not doing it now because there's no sense making trouble where no trouble exists, but if the time were to come ever I'd have to do some major engine work and pull this thing out, 4 bolts in the back, clip this here, and this whole assembly will come right out. And then to put it back, I'll just put it on the lathe, I'll just make a collar or an inside sleeve, whatever, slide it back in there and then pin it in place. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. The rear swing arm, same thing. I captured this is where the swing arm attached to the frame right here. I just have to pull and I reuse the swing arm bolt. I would just have to pull the swing arm bolt out. Have to pull this is the pin. That's the brake arm right there. I'm getting ahead of myself thinking of brakes. But this is the pin down here is where the monoshock attaches to. So I know these are 2 very, very strong points of this rear swing arm. And I used a piece of 1/4-inch plate here to attach to it, put a slight brake in it so it'll come down and capture that top. So I can pull that, and the whole rear axle assembly will come out. And just for fun, I added a little tab here where the rear axle bolt comes through and it attaches to here, and that actually really firmed things up quite nicely. Fix your car horn, I mean, really? How did I fix the oil leak coming through the breather? Good old JB Weld. I made a little hat of JB Weld. And it works. It's not leaking. So the nice thing is what I'm going to do basically is leave that alone, right? That's capped. This was the old fill tube. This was the old drain plug. So I'm going to drop a hole, drill a little 1/8 inch hole or maybe a 1/16 inch hole here just for breather capabilities. And then I'm going to fill this oil level up to above. I got to look inside and see what the gears look like. But I figure if you've got 1/3 oil this way, I'm going to fill it up at least halfway through here. So that should be good. It's kind of an optical illusion. This whole cutting trolley is kicked several degrees this way because it's on my rear walkway here, and the walkway is sloped away from the house. But the way I set this up is this wheel is set up with zero camber. It's evenly spaced from center tread to trolley, center tread to trolley, and it's dead nuts. And there's no toe in. There's zero toe in. So zero toe in, zero camber. All blade adjustment will be done with the front wheel, and I'll show you what I've done with the front wheel up to this point. But the blade's going to pass over, where's my finger? It's going to pass over the top of here. It should be several inches from any vital engine components. However, I will likely put a guard, some sort of guard, in case, well, not in case, but when the blade breaks. I've got some thoughts on that, on how to do a blade guard, inner and outer blade guard, so when the blade breaks, it's not going to beat the crap out of the engine or the case or anything vitally important. So during the course of the week, I built the front idler wheel. We'll call it an idler wheel. I built that assembly. This will adjust tension. Everything goes right. Everything goes right, and that's a big if. Because I'm not a sawmill builder. I just play one on the YouTube TV, so I really don't know what I'm doing. But I took some square tube, inside square tube. I'm going to have that much travel to adjust it. There's a threaded bolt right on the back. You'll just be able to tighten this, and it'll pull the wheel, and this is going to mount somewhere like this if everything goes right. Yeah, and then you'll tighten it here. The wheel's going to mount to this sliding part here, and you'll be able to pull it back tight. To do your gross tightening of the wheel, the blade, excuse me, I believe the wheels themselves will be able to do the fine-tune adjustment on the blade with air pressure in the tires. So this bottom piece adjusts the tension, and then the swing arm that I built for the front tire will, I think it's going to sit, pretty sure it's going to sit right about here. This will have a pivot on this back side close to the axle, and it's going to be able to do several degrees in either direction, in or out, to adjust the toe in. And it's going to sit something like this if everything is right. It's actually got to come out to line up with the rear tire, but it's going to sit somewhere around like this. But it's, I'm just putting it here because it's heavy. That's pretty stout, I think. I don't know. We'll see. All it can do is work, or it'll decapitate me one way or another. I don't know if it works or not. I built the swing arm also to retain the speedometer hub. Oop, where are we? The speedometer hub. So I'm going to be able to hook the instrument cluster on, the tach, the speedometer, I think are all going to be vital components in feedback of this whole process on blade speed and torque. So yeah, that's where we sit. The angle here, the angle of the dangle is just about flat, slightly kicked a few degrees, but it's not any more severe. Actually, it's probably less than the angle that this joint had when it was an actual motorcycle. But we're running good. It's going to run this way. We'll figure out a way to incorporate the brake into an operator's handle. The operator handle is going to have a clutch, a brake, as well as a clutch. Incorporate all of this. That's the plan, Stan. Alright, so there's your update for the day. I got to get myself in the shower. Hi, buddy. Buddy, want to be a star in my movie? You're such a good dog. This is a good dog right here, let me tell you. How about? Slim. Buddy. Alright, I gotta run. Talk to you guys later. See ya! Go with your ball. Thank you. See ya.